Let's have a see what I mean. Let's have a quick word with Frida in Manchester. Hi, Frida.
Hi, Sheila. Yeah, when it comes to definitions about biological, about gender, I think there is a lot of confusion because we have, there is a scientific side to medical records. There's definitely that because I'm a transgender woman. When I go to the doctor, because I've been seeing the same doctor, I go to a clinic, they have a record of who I am. So I don't have to explain to them that I'm trans, but sometimes I might meet a nurse and she doesn't understand. So I sometimes have to say, look, I'm on hormone treatment because I'm trans. And it's not a problem. There's no issue whatsoever. It's just a case of someday me having the foresight to say perhaps some people don't understand, It's like it seems to be blown up.
No, but this report isn't about whether people understand or not, or whether people are kind in those instances or not. This report is about people like you and others missing out on care.
I don't miss out on anything, Sheila.
All right, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. But
no trans person is going to miss out on anything from what Alice Sullivan says, because the problem with Alice Sullivan is she works with LGBT Alliance and Sex Matters, and their whole remit is gender critical, and gender critical basically means erasing trans people from public records and repealing the Gender Recognition Act. So if you want to take it down that road, that's a very authoritarian road. That leads you to Trump.
Is it authoritarian for a medical or a police set of data to accurately report your biological
No, I'm not
status?
disputing that.
That's all she's saying. That's all she's saying, Frida.
From.
That's all she's saying.
No, she's not saying that.
She is saying that.
She's saying that sex is more important than gender.
Well, it is when it comes to data.
But statistics, if you look at history, statistics can be used to dehumanize people.
But they can also be used to send you a letter for a mammogram.
I get letters for smear tests. I ring them, I say I don't need this.
You get letters for smear tests?
I get letters for smear tests.
Well, that's showing us already that the data's getting it wrong, doesn't it?
It's a phone call that says, I don't need this letter.
Yeah, but equally, you might not. That's an erroneous offer. You might not, or somebody like you might not get the invitation for a prostate check.
I will, because I rung my doctor.
Yeah, you have, but not everybody will, Frida.
Yes, but this idea of concern and altruism is not where Alice Sullivan is coming from.
She's not only talking about trans people in this report.
Yes, but you've got to understand, Sheila, look at what Donald Trump is doing.
No, you can't just keep shouting Donald Trump each time you denigrate Alice Sullivan's report. She isn't, hang on a sec, she isn't just looking at trans people. She's looking at women as well, biological women, and how it can affect them when data is wrong.
When we allow extremists like Jake...
She's not an extremist, and neither is J.K. Rowling an extremist, Frida, but thank you.